Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Revival of America podcast. This is Jenny. I'm the owner and the host of the Revival of America. Today we have John Baxter in the house. So, everybody, if you have a question for him, his picture is on the wall of him in Times Square with his Medbed information on the big jumbotron, Megatron, if you will. So, please put your question underneath there if you cannot speak, and we will read those questions as well as raise your hands at some point in this podcast. Also, everybody, I can't implore you enough to please be careful who you listen to, who you follow, and what you put into your mind. Fear mongering, misinformation, disinformation is out there. We know it's been a part of this the whole time, but it's being smeared on us in a more insane way than possible. So please tighten up that circle, everybody. And if you get a random text from somebody saying they're me or one of my mods, know that it's not myself or my mods. We will not randomly reach out to you and ask you if you're ready for the scare event. Talk to you about finances or crypto, please block and report them and let us know so we can make sure that they are not here in our channel. Also, if you come in late to this podcast, everybody, you can follow the podcast on the social medias or the podcast host for the latest updates on shows. And those are iHeartRadio, Spotify, Anchor, Apple, Google, Breaker, Pocket Cast, Podbean, Riverside, and now Amazon Music has recently picked us up. Everybody, we are being listened to in over 100 countries, so we are making some noise. The message is getting out. So don't think that your voice doesn't matter, because it does. It's being heard. And the social medias are Jenny Jareed Facebook. It's verified with the blue check mark. At Jenny_Jareed, Twitter, now X, with the blue check mark. At J Jareed Rumble, green arrow. Those three are verified. The Revival of America right here on Telegram. They're at JJareed True Social and at JJareed Instagram. Those two are not verified yet. I'm still on a waiting list for Instagram and waiting for True Social. I'm getting these accounts verified for you guys to know that these are my legitimate accounts. So hang in there, everybody. I'll keep you posted on the other two once they get verified. Also, if you have a story or a journey you would like to share in this craziness of a world that we're living in, please remember your voice matters. Let's get your voice, your story onto the show, because it's going to be your story, your voice that's going to help shape this new world we're coming into. So with that, everybody, we will wait for John to get in the house. I hope he is still going to be coming in. He might be busy. I know he's getting crazy busy with his Medbed stuff. So hang in there, everybody. In the meantime, Tracy, Tim, do you guys want to say anything or while we wait for John?
I think it's that buckle up buttercup moment. And if you didn't listen to Field, I mean, I think we're going into that pause in the election, like Juan has said, like other people have said, and Field has always said that. So it's going to get chaotic. I don't know if you hear the other day when I spoke to a police officer on the cruise, and they're all gearing up for the election, no matter who wins. They're on standby, and I think we're going to go through this, and it's going to be like a little bit, crazy. And I just think because and you've been in boot camp all this time, you should not fear anything. It's all for greatness. 120 days, a step down, from other countries that are going to be stepping down. So just go with it and know that God won, and I wouldn't worry or fear anything. We know what the end story is here.
Amen. Amen. Tim, do you want to say anything? Put you on the
No, not
spot there.
really. I think she covered it all. Because really, that's what I think it's about is the election. The information is going to come out, and we'll take it from there. I don't know what it looks like, and we just gotta, keep praying to God and keep the faith. That's all I gotta say.
Amen, everybody. Stay focused on God, everybody. There's a lot of different possibilities of how this all can go down, but stay out of that fear, because that's what they want us to be, is in fear. Because with fear comes compliance, comes with all the stuff that you're going to do because you're so fearful of what could happen. So hang in there, everybody. And I think here in the meantime, I have not heard back from John. I don't see him here, but if you guys have any questions, if you want to maybe ask some questions about maybe John's products, or any questions regarding John until he gets in here, we can try to wing it again. So please raise your hand and we'll open your mic. We'll just kind of do we'll just kind of do a Q&A or just kind of wing it like we typically do for a little bit until hopefully he gets in here. So I'll keep you posted on that. I have sent him a couple messages, but again, I know he is very, very busy. The word is getting out about what he is doing, and he's, speaking to quite a few people, higher ups and stuff with this whole, including the military about the Medbed. So again, I want to kind of reinforce everything. And even Juan has been saying this, the Medbed technology is out there. It is here. We know this. We see it with John Baxter, right? It may not come in a Medbed cylinder type form that we've seen, or a tube or whatever. It could be within your bedding. It could be within a tent. It could be, just little machines that you bring back to your house for like the wellness center, for for instance, my parents, what they're doing. So, and they're getting super great results. I can't even tell you, it's a whole different world. Our president, Donald J. Trump, has been talking about it too. Soon we will not have the medical, the hospitals and stuff like that, the way that we know them now. Obviously, we'll need hospitals or med bed centers or whatever they're going to call them for these types of things. And I think I look at my parents. At some point, everybody's going to have some of this stuff in their house. But just know the Medbed technologies are here, whatever form they come in. Like I said, in a tube, your bedding, a vibrating a machine for exercise, whatever it may be. The technology, I think everybody needs to know that it is here. So everybody go ahead. If you guys want to ask a question, please feel free to raise your hand. I'll do my best. Myself and my mods will do our best to try to answer the question. If we don't have the answer, we'll let you know that. So go for it. It's a free for all, everybody.
Yeah, we're good at doing it. We got a lot of knowledge. So if you want to know something, feel free. Don't be afraid. Whatever it is, ask.
It's been a crazy week with the shows for sure, with Captain Kyle and having to reschedule, and then Dallas, kind of got discombobulated with the time, and then well, hopefully John will come back. John will come in here, but if not, just know he's here every week and we'll get him rescheduled. So Beamer Girl, we unmuted your mic. Go ahead.
Yes, hi, how are you?
I'm great.
Question about good. The question about the type of machine that John Baxter uses for treatment, the brand. I asked because yesterday was I'm based in Northeast, not anywhere near Florida, but yesterday I had my first treatment in, I want to say red light therapy. And I was just curious to know if he has the same type or brand of machine. It also works with vibration therapy as well. It lasts for 12 minutes each session. And I'm using it for my specific need, not for collagen or skin or anything like that. I have a condition for my eyes, and it is said that the red light therapy helps with macular degeneration. So that's why I'm curious if he has the same machine. Thank you.
I know he has the vibrating platform machine. I know he has that. He has talked about ozone therapy, red light therapy. I don't know that. I'm sure he probably does. He has all kinds of different technologies over there. But the brand of it, again, I don't know that either. So those would definitely be John questions. So I apologize. I do not know that.
No, that's okay. I posted it on your wall, but thank you anyway for your input.
I would
Of
think
course,
that
and
they're his personal, even Jenny would probably say, John created it from the Tesla. So it's not like it's a form of bed, like a franchise of a bed. It's his technology using the Tesla formally.
it's Baxter Industries, and yes, he's got patents for all of the technologies and frequencies that he has. So yes, and it is Nikola Tesla's stuff. So it's legit stuff. And again, everybody, if you want to reach out to John, and because again, John has a waiting list. He has created a code for the Revival of America's audience. And he's also getting my audience in quick. You're not going to have to get on that 100 that year and a half waiting list or whatever it is now these days. So please reach out to me at the Revival of America at yahoo.com. I will get you in touch with Dale or John, probably Dale, because if you guys call the 800 number on your own, they're not going to know you're with the audience. So they're going to put you on that waiting list, and you won't get that the discount code if you guys decide to purchase products. Now, mind you, if you go down to the facilities, it is free, but obviously you have to get to the facilities. So John highly recommends everybody get grounded before they go to the facilities, and that's with the bedding products. So, but please reach out to me, because I am facilitating this to make sure you guys get in there quicker, and you guys get the best price possible, from the the code that he's created for this audience. So again, it's at the Revival of America at yahoo.com. Okay, anybody else have a question? Go ahead and raise your hand. We will unmute your mic. And mods, if you guys see, John should come in here unmuted, but I don't see him. But
Okay,
if
I'll
you
look.
see him, yeah, go ahead and you can unmute him. Or, if you guys can't speak, you guys can write your question on the wall under his picture there. So yeah, we'll stick on here for, if you guys have questions, we'll stick on here. Otherwise, we'll come back here for SG on at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, because I'm guessing John's pretty busy, and he may have pulled a Dallas, so and
Yeah,
forgot about it.
and
And
it is a crazy time, Jenny. I mean, we're going right into election, and everybody's just like so busy and trying to get, to each other. So I know that, and I know that John's working overtime with those med beds now that it's gotten out so much. You're right.
all right, Dixie, go ahead. Your mic is unmuted. Go ahead, Dixie. Your mic is unmuted.
Hi there, ladies.
Hello.
Thank you for taking my question. On the other chats, I keep seeing this thing about garbage bags over your windows. It's really sounds pretty stupid to me, but I kind of understand where they're talking about with these tunnels, with maybe these creatures. What's your take on it?
Well,
Are
I
you
could.
are you talking about the audio that's been going around?
Yes, I
Okay.
haven't heard the
Well,
audio, but a lot of people are commenting about it.
yeah, and I've got a lot of messages that a lot of people are kind of tripping out about it. And again, I always say, stay out of the fear, stay within your faith. But again, I mean, anything can happen, right? So, I don't know. I don't, Tracy. These things are
Yeah.
hard for me.
Okay.
So,
Well,
why don't you go ahead and take this one over?
Well, I think it's total BS. I stick with it. Field McConnell is pretty, I mean, if you're talking to anybody on the Georgian side, or if you're talking to any of Trump team, or you're talking to Field, they would tell you that's probably BS. And I would not get into the fear mongering, because this is not what it's about. I mean, I don't know why they're even putting that stuff out there. And, that's just what I would tell you. I would be very straight up honest with you. No, do not do that, because that's not what it's about. This is about corruption and the 2020, it's also referring back to the 2020 election. We're going into a, a great time, and we're seeing it unfold, and they're not into nonsense, and that's just what I'm going to call it. And I don't want to hurt anybody, but that's, there are, one thing about George Inside, they tell us all the time to stay away from the misinformation. It's misguided from somebody else. They'll put it in here to fear, to do this, to do that, and it's simply BS. So there you go. That's my stance on it.
Well, I appreciate it because I think it's a bunch of bullshit myself.
Exactly. The only garbage
Yeah.
bags I'm wearing is for Trump, because, Biden called us garbage.
Oh, that was
Well,
hilarious. I even had a
well,
few kids. I actually had a few people come to my door last night with the garbage bags, and I just had to take their pictures. It was just hilarious. And
that's
anyway.
awesome. That's awesome. And you know what, Dixie? I always kind of like say, stay out of the fear, because what do they want? They want us in fear, right? Now, do we know
Right.
that they're doing nefarious things underneath our feet? Yes.
Yeah.
Could those nefarious things be part of it? But could they have already taken care of these nefarious things, right? Just kind of like the sleeper cells. We're hearing a lot about the sleeper cells we're in the Great Awakening. Now we're waiting for the activation of these sleeper cells. Well, I have to believe in my heart that Trump has, with this not the special forces, have, taken out a lot of these sleeper cells, and he talks about the biggest human deportation in history. So,
Mhm.
you just gotta kind of think of it in this way. I think of it. That's part of that fear mongering. What does that do? It scares people shitless into complying to do what they want. And they're going to throw everything in the kitchen sink at us because
Yeah.
they want us in fear, because they know they're done. They are done.
Yeah, I think so too. So, well, I appreciate it, ladies, and you have a wonderful day.
Thank you, Dixie. You as well.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, Von Harrell, your mic is unmuted. Go ahead.
Hey, so I don't know how to find the wall. You said underneath the picture. Well, there's no picture on what I'm looking at.
You got to be on the main channel. If you're not, there's the chat for the Revival of America, and then there's the channel. The channel is with the one with the 23,000 people. So, are you not on the channel, or are you just on the chat?
I'm on the chat. So the channel is your website?
No, the channel is the main channel for Telegram, and then I have a chat connected to it where people can post and they
Oh,
can, that kind of thing.
okay. That's a
It's the
problem.
same
I
as
apologize. So,
No worries.
okay.
just look at
Would-
her avatar. I don't know if it's showing you the same thing, but it's a cloud and a sky, and that's where you'll notice that her main channel has a cloud and a sky of Revival of America. The other
Okay, let
one's
me
And if
take
you
a
different.
want me, if you want me to send you a link to the main channel, I'm happy to do that, or I can have Tracy do that.
bless
Do it.
you. I would appreciate it.
Okay, I'll
No
do that for you.
worries. Tracy, do you mind doing that, my friend? Thank you.
No, I gotcha.
Yeah, thank you, ladies. Thanks.
Thank you. Okay, Mr. Blue Fact, your mic is unmuted. Go ahead. Go ahead, Blue.
Hello, ladies. Good to
What's
see you.
going on?
You know, I got one for you guys to think about. So that this was a question for John, but I'm gonna send it to you and Tracy in the chat. Kind of a dilemma question. I was obviously you guys knew that
Okay.
I went to the service of Dallas and got to hear Dr. J, who is phenomenal. One of the things he had mentioned is that everyone in the world thinks, he had the opportunity to work with fiber optic. Do you know what fiber optic is, Jenny?
I
Yeah,
do.
some type of cable, internet, all that kind of stuff, right?
Right. Well, inside a fiber optic cable is glass, and inside there that transmits information is light, and the light goes through that glass even faster, so light travels through glass even faster. So fiber optic cable is light information sent on light through glass, and it's all over the entire world, under the waters and so forth. So here's one for you guys. Here it comes. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep, and the Spirit of the God upon the face of the waters. And God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. That was good, and that was the first day. But if you go down to the fourth day, God put the lights in the firmament, putting the sun to light up the day and the moon to light up the night. So my dilemma question is, what's that first light? Is that light that is referring to his information that he is sending to us, which John talks about a lot of in the waves that we cannot see? Or is that really light? And that is my question and my dilemma. I thought it was a
Wow,
good one to ask.
that's a great question. And you know what? That's not my wheelhouse. Tracy, do you want to take a shot at that?
Oh my gosh, I was trying to find this lady to send her, and then she left the room, or I can't find her. Do you know her name? Was it
I'll,
BH? And
I'll
Blue
get her.
Fact, go back and say it one more
No
time.
problem.
Oh,
Thank
you are
you.
so
I
fired.
got the link, but I know
All right,
I'm fired every minute. It's like being on Apprentice these days.
go ahead, Blue Fact, and then Tracy,
Go
I
ahead,
will
Blue
send her
Fact,
the
and I'll
Tracy.
definitely.
Tracy,
Oh, go back.
Hey
Tracy, do
guys,
we have
I
a
am
delay?
so sorry. I got
Oh,
pulled over on time.
oh my
But I'm
gosh.
here. I'm here.
No worries, John. No worries. We were just chatting a little bit, and it's funny that you say that because we had Dallas from PPN on the other day, and he had the same issue. He got pulled back on time, and he was like an hour late. But no, it works out. It works out. It's all good. No worries. So, John, Mr. John, Blue Fact has a great question for you. So, go ahead, Blue.
Oh, good to you made it today, John. Good to see you. Listen, I was just finding out. I went to a service with one of Jenny's guests, Dallas from Fort Worth, and I got to hear Dr. J, and he spoke about optical fiber optics, fiber optical cords, how light travels information on light through glass, through those optical cords or those wires. And then he said, we all think they're satellites, but everything's just based on these light information. So then I went to the Bible, and in chapter 1, Genesis, it said, in the beginning, God created the earth, created the heavens and the earth. And the earth was without form and void, and darkness upon the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. And God said, let there be light, and there was light. That was day 1. But on day 4, he goes and puts the sun in to light up the day and the moon to light up the night. And put the lights in the firmament with the stars and the seasons and the years and the days, and to be able to figure out time. My question is, what is that first light? Is that first light, let there be light, is that the light of information that's going through our world that you and I cannot see, but maybe it's something that you're actually tapping into that is helping us heal? Your thoughts?
Yeah, that's a great question. And understanding the body is really it is a light, but it's more of like light signaling. That's how your brain, can do different things. And not only that, that's how you're moving. It's basically you're being sent signals, and it is a lot like fiber optics. That's why, our bodies are electric. It's all they also are frequency, and our bodies are using all that. This might bring it full circle. Is that there's 7 octillion electrons in your body. So this is where the light kind of happens, is through electrons, and this is what grounding is. The actual Earth is an electron. And so there's electricity from the sun, magnetism from the earth. That's why they call everything, when it's unified in that sense, electromagnetism. So it's actually 2 words that mean one. And these light, we are light, and this is the truth. So what we have more in our body than anything is electrons. We're made of electrons, and with electrons, you're thinking plus or minus. So we, in that sense, when and I study Nikola Tesla as well, so I'm pulling in information through him and his work. That's where the science part maybe of today I can talk about. But in this sense, the the one that I have a hard time grasping is on the 4th day. Maybe I need to study this. You brought up a great fact, that the sun was created in then the moon. So the interesting thing about that is the sun is actually chasing the moon. It's not the opposite. So the weird thing is that the thing in the lead is actually the moon. The sun is actually following it. But think of that as maybe magnetism, and then the sun being electricity. And if we're talking about the great creator, our God, you know, this is what happens when these things are created, give birth to, basically. So it's something that's unexplainable. I mean, it's confused all of us for many years on what this actually means. But there's a side to science and understanding physics, astronomy, even astrology. But there's all this science that natural science that you'll find in earlier cultures. You'll see this in even Egypt, Rome, Greece. There is an understanding of light, and everything goes back to light. So this understanding is something that you got me deeply interested in now. I want to go through and try to learn these different levels of this, but it's absolutely true. Did you know that the information that we send from the US that goes over to Europe is fiber optics underwater, under the Atlantic Ocean? This world is connected at that level. So when we're talking about 1 second here, you know, how long would it take to get to England? It's at such fast speeds, it's almost instantaneously. And so fiber optics is how our bodies are basically kind of structured, but in a sense, we're a biological being in that scientific sense, and we are light. So all the things are signals. And if you put your hand on a stove and it burns, there's a signal that says, jump off, or there's going to be some damage. So it's that's a good thing you bring up, Blue, but that's really all I have for today.
Giddy up, I appreciate it. And two quick last questions, just on using the grounding type products. Can that help a person's? And now everyone's going to laugh, but Levita, like, do they have better sexual drive? And then lastly, does your machine help stupid people? God bless.
You're
The
making
last
me
one was a
laugh.
joke.
You're making me laugh. Thank you, Blue. Yeah, so when you have enough electrons, and I can maybe make you guys laugh a little bit, but it goes back to electron deficiency. ED, electron deficiency. So when you're grounded, you're getting full of electrons. You're basically getting your battery filled. So we like to say that, yeah, you can stand on the ground for 15 minutes, but also if you can sleep grounded, and basically you're going to be full of electrons, and of course you're going to have more energy. You're going to recover, reduce your inflammation faster, but also, you're going to be likely a little bit more prone to your energies, and also that would lead to, having your partner. So I would say yes, there is a lot of that. So if you get the bed cover, one of the things is likely you'll recover faster. So it works better for men, and if you're feeling less inflamed and more rested, of course you'd be feeling better. So that's what I'll say about that. And also, some people that you had said essentially, if their cognitive behavior wasn't at par, if you're not being grounded, we're going back to feeling the body. So think of the body. This body can be positively charged. What does that mean? The body, when it's positively charged, it's full of inflammation, heat, body heat, just like a computer. When there's a lot of friction and the computer that you have is hot and overheating, it can kind of blow a fuse. It's the same thing in that sense with this. So if you're getting enough electrons, and if let's say you had brain inflammation, let's say it's led to essentially dementia, Alzheimer's. If you've got that much of brain inflammation, and it starts going toward, it's not that you may be less cognizant, cognizant than before, but with the grounding, there sure is a level of when you get some deep sleep. And our cover is the only third party study on grounding ever done, and I can say these with a cited work. So we did one of the first, if not the first, third-party study on grounding Grounding's been out a while, but it's been done by employees of the company. We actually did a full third-party grounding study. Like we just shipped our stuff off, and they did the results, what they ended up coming up with. So that's the official way to do a study. And we did it with grounding. And one of the things you'll see is within the first 6 weeks, 42% reduction in stress, 40% reduction in anxiety, and 38% reduction in depression. So on the mental health level, the grounding technology, not only can you, if you're using it each day, you can sleep on it. More skin contact with it is better, but you can sleep on it like that, or you can sleep on it with the cotton cover. It won't change the conductivity. It will just slow down the duration, but you'll be able to discharge. And that's what you're doing when you're grounding. You're discharging. So don't think that, this whole tinfoil hat thing, it isn't in concept. It's just funny. It makes people look funny. But in concepts of like really just taking a measuring device out and measuring the air, you'll see that there is a lot of information in the air, static electricity and voltage. How else do you think I'm talking on this cell phone to you guys? This information's being passed through the air. So in this sense, it may not be something that the average person can look with their physical eyes and understand, right? That's where this energy frequency medicine started at. And that's why we're the pioneers in grounding. That's why we're the top company in frequency medicine, is because we were at this beginning understanding. It would be like saying electromagnetism, but just saying everything is one-sided is not correct. In this world with a frequency medicine, the grounding is the equal and necessary component to the electricity. So in the sense of frequency health, it goes back to this too. By having both, we have a complete system. It's a balanced system. So in the end, Blue, it's going to help everything across the board. You're basically going to feel better, but it's also the stepping stone into everything else. So once you get grounded, it's the stepping stone to get lifestyle modification easier to grasp. So the simple thing is, if I'm sleeping more and I'm feeling good, you're not going to have the excuses that you would if you were inflamed, tired, feeling stressed, any of those. If you start feeling good, then you're like, well, now I'll start, walking or running or eating healthier. And this is how you kind of take that a step. So you're going to get all this stuff. I hope that answers it, Blue.
Thank you, John. Okay. And then, John, maybe at some point I'm going to go to some questions, but before you came in, I was just letting everybody know that the Medbed technology, it is here. It may not come necessarily in the form of like these tubes or cylinders that we've all seen, right? It could come in the form of the bedding that you talk about, the tent that you have, your little, your oscillators. Is that what they call the little cyclone little things?
Yes.
So I was just, because we hear Trump talk too, also too, that our medical world, the hospitals, they will at some point be obsolete in the way that we know them now, because our healing and we're not going to have the medical. We're going to have more of the technologies like you're doing. So maybe at the end of this podcast, you can touch on that. But I've got a couple hands up. So Carol, go ahead and ask John your question.
Yeah, hi. First of all, this is not Carol. I hijacked her phone. My name is Don Sampius, and my wife is Marie, and I have Carol sitting here next to me with Mr. Quentin. And I just wanted to give a shout out to John. Say, hey, John, how the heck you doing, buddy? And also, Jenny, I'm becoming one of your fans real fast here because of Miss Carol.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Carol.
Anyways, I would love to. Hey, good to hear from you, bro. Glad to see you're doing good things, man.
Thank you. Thank you.
Anyways, I didn't have a whole lot to contribute today, but I just wanted to give a shout out, say, hey, I think you guys are doing wonderful stuff, and keep up the good work, man. Spread the word.
Thank you so much, Don. This has truly been a dream come true for me. From going from pain to basically turbulent times with my own health to seeking that essential understanding. And I've been blessed at such a level that God's brought me to the grounding technology. And that's what was one of the final things that helped me heal my own self of a broken neck. So I love martial arts. When I was young, got trained by Olympic coach, and I broke my neck on my own move. So I had a lot to learn, even to figure out anger and all this stuff. And it actually was the biggest blessing because I was able to become a leading pioneer in the mattress industry. And that led me into the grounding. And I've always loved health. But today we have 86 technologies, 6 worldwide breakthroughs, multiple USA patents. Over all of our main products are USA made. And each product that we have outfitted, and we need parts for this frequency medicine. Essentially, we are pushing everything toward USA manufacturing. And we've done this already with our frequency machines. So we wouldn't have to rely on certain things, but we'd have access and answers to the reality. So that's the beautiful thing with this. And if you guys haven't seen the Dennis Quaid documentary, you should check it out. I could send it to Jenny. It's awesome. We were just chosen, and we were also chosen as world's greatest health technology in 2024 by Bloomberg. So they took the top 14 companies in the world. We had 3 interviews. I paid nothing to be chosen. And basically they were like, you're a shoo-in. Like one guy's talking about just supplements or this, but we actually do have a whole new form of a type of healthcare that's just in the wellness specialty type of holistic health centered. um, it goes right to our physiology. And so if you're enhancing your well-being, it doesn't really matter the name of the issue. If you can feel so good, you're at the level of, changing your life in so many ways, getting your dreams back. So that's the beautiful thing that we've done, and I've done it through a lot of, just hanging in there. So this was my gift God gave me, just never give up on, and that's how I created all those technologies. I have a ton of passion, and if you meet any of our people, they have the same passion that we're out there trying to change the world. So thank you so much, Don, and that's kind of just kind of a little bit about us and where we came from. And it's important that you guys all kind of see where it came from. I do have a book called The Medbed Story, and if you go to Jenny's link, you can get a free copy.
That's
And
fantastic. That's awesome. Yeah, we will check that out.
thank you, John. And also, to everybody, as you guys know, my parents are walking testimonials of John's amazing work. So I don't stand by anything I don't believe in, but I see my parents on a whole different level of healing journey, and it's blown my mind, and I'm just absolutely amazed in it. So I will help John spread his word far and wide for as long as I can. Like I said, we're being listened to in 100 countries, so we are making some noise. So thank you so much, John, for everything you do. We absolutely appreciate you. All right, Cassandra, go ahead. Your mic is unmuted.
Thanks so much. Good to see you again, John. So my question is to follow up from yesterday's call with Dallas. Quick background, I have a terahertz wand, I do biofeedback, and I also do scalar energy. And when I look at the community that is here today and on Telegram and what our hopes are, I look at like the 17,000, cosmology bed or whatever you have. And then I also look at what we've been promised from the military of no cost and how it's going to regrow teeth. Do any of your technologies have any of those type of promises? Because those are the type of things that so many of us are desiring, such as growing back teeth. What is the power of, for example, the celestial medbed? Like, what are some of the highest expectations that someone could get from that? And then who's purchasing the $16 bed so that they can help service other individuals from your technology? That's my question. Thanks.
Cassandra, great question. Super good questions. And there's things like you said, the terahertz wand, there's scalar. We don't have any scalar in our system, but doesn't mean I don't believe in it, or it doesn't mean that we don't have it for a specific reason. But we used to offer scalar. But the thing is, we try to stay with what we're saying as this citizens medbed, right? The explanation of the three types of med beds are out there that were supposed to arrive. The only reason why I'm here today is I just believe that I knew more than anyone else. So that's why you're hearing my voice. Because I spent 25 years in this industry of 86 technologies, and I've studied Nikola Tesla thoroughly. I understand what he's talking about at that era, the 1930s, of what could be possible. So foundationally, I understand that, but a lot of people get lost in little tidbits of information. The other thing is if you go through and you see the holographic scan, and it's in a category called Tesla Medbed that we created. The holographic scan is the ability to see your before and after. Deep physiological issues, low-grade inflammation, these little things that really make up the whole thing. And if you have access to this, you literally know the physiological issues, and not only that, the frequency side of our system can look at addressing those physiological issues. They could be many different things, anything in your system from parasites, mold, fungus, these types of things, to other types of things like arthrosclerosis. And these are some heavy duty things that people really need to know about, that I educate people on all the time. Is this is a system, and this system that we have with all this technology, we got to play with it at a level of understanding where we put together that citizens medbed, the holographic scan. So you can dial it in anywhere. You can go to pancreas before and after, but at least we can show you what your energy levels were before and after. So the expectation is everything that we have in this medbed system that we've developed is monitored. So anything that's monitored could be managed, and if that could be managed, then it could, you could take it to some level. So the main thing you had to have was data. So we do have the celestial medbed pod, and that's more of a sauna type. It has actually 10 technologies. And the thing with that is, like, who's got a lot of time, right? If you have 1 hour a day, some people are exercising with that hour. For a lot of us, you have one extra hour a day. What can you do in the duration of time? You could go running, you could go lift weights, you could do yoga, you could go do Tai Chi, you could go, do cross training. You could do anything in that 1 hour. What we're really focused on here is, I would say it would be an entourage effect of multiple technologies being used during the same time. So with our scanner, we were able to see the before and after. So we knew that during the same amount of time, things that are essentially positive for the body um, can be used in the same duration of time. And what makes it safe, and this is where our breakthrough was, and it's never been said in electrical medicine, and we actually pulled it out of the haystack, is that with the grounding technology, it makes all frequencies safe. So that's how you bring your body back into balance. So just like the electrical socket has the electrical and the ground, our system is so advanced that you're hearing this for the first time, and then I'm the first guy to say it. For electrical medicine as a system and a foundation, if you don't have grounding, you don't have a complete system, and it's nowhere more apparent than our own electrical grid. So that's why this foundation that we created, the history, if you can, we can discuss history, where these came from, the last 100 years, what was available, what could be possible with the scan. You're saying that, you could dial anything up But within 1 hour, there's very little things that could compete with this machine as far as increasing your energy and your health. So if you have the scanner, you can decide if the scanner, which is over 90% accurate, it's the first time you can actually see your results first time. And that's a big deal, because a lot of times it takes weeks to even know anything. What about a system, if you had the level of your entire blood test within 45 minutes or less, if not within 5 minutes or less? So that's the beautiful thing about this system that we call a Medbed, that we can scan it all the way through. Everything being offered is likely a proven health technology already. There is, of course, far infrared technology. That just means red light therapy. We have grounding. Not only does our bed cover have grounding and far infrared embedded in it, we knew that stacking these technologies would lead to overall improvement, with the self-care time you have. The really big breakthrough, Cassandra, is that our Medbed sleep system, right? It's the cover is USA made. Our mattress has no known cancer-causing chemicals in it, no GMOs. It is the 1%. It's a very affordable product. I came from that industry, so it's a very good product to sleep on. It's medium firm. It's not for everyone. It's not for too large or too skinny. But for the average American, I designed it as a one and done product. And we call it the biohacking mattress. And so with this, we were able to scale this system up too. So even with your current bedroom, you're getting the grounding, basically accessory kit, blanket, pillowcase, all grounded to the ground in the plug. And it has far infrared. So the more surface area you get, the more light you have. Far infrared, going back to Blue earlier, the far infrared is the light therapy. And that's why they use them to grow chickens faster. It's better for your circulation. Your ATP is higher. You can detox things faster. Far infrared allows you to recover faster too. So we're using crystalline minerals, basically to use your own thermal load, your own resonant heat of your own body. And our far infrared is not powered in the bed cover for a reason. So it's not going to make you sweat, but it's going to give you basically a better recycling of your own energy. It's going to increase the circulation more. There's plenty of benefits, make you feel much more comfortable. But the grounding in far infrared is essential to that sleep system. And as you go up, it has all these technologies. So we do have many med beds in the sleep system. Basically a hyperbaric tank is a glass shell. Believe it or not, it's around your body. People saw images of a med bed with this guy floating suspended in the air with a tube around it. Really, what is a hyperbaric chamber? It's a tube, compressed air. I can put whatever oxygen I want in there, but also I can add all the products that we offer inside. So that's why our hyperbaric chamber is kind of like a hamburger with no lettuce, tomato, anything. Our hyperbaric adds up to 9 technologies. So we're adding multiple technologies so that our scanner, not only can you read it before and after, you can see exactly the root physiological issues change rather quickly. So I don't know if I explained it all that, Cassandra. I know it's a long story, but I wanted you guys to kind of hear that foundation, because a lot of people ask about Medbed, and I don't think anyone out there is going to explain it like myself.
Yeah, I guess what I'm asking is the celestial medbed is your most expensive. It's $17,000. What is the largest transformation that you have seen from that medbed, and can it regrow teeth?
Okay, so this is more of this light therapy. What you're going to get off of this system is designed for lymphatic drainage. So there's a reason why it's 17,000. It's actually very affordable for a wellness center or someone that wants it in their home. But basically, you would be offering sessions with this, or But some of the benefits are, some people say that their back, they get off of it, had a ton of relief. The main thing you want to do with this is exactly what Rhonda Patrick says. You want to do it up to 3 times a week, at least 20 minutes. You want to sweat. This is what this machine can help you do. And you really need to sweat out toxins in today's food environment. So if you can sweat, it has the far infrared. It's really, I guess, an orchestra of like electrical technology. You'll be able to ground after it, but also people basically have better circulation immediately after it. If you're asking kind of like a testimonial,
Okay, so
but it
more so light therapy. So it's red light therapy, amped up times 10.
no, it's actually 10 technologies, and so I'll tell you them right now so you have an idea. Usually when I talk to people about it, it goes over their heads, but really I have it in front of me. I just did a video on it a couple hours ago. So here are the 10 technologies: cellular resonance therapy, ozone therapy, negative ion therapy, vibrational therapy, far infrared, terahertz. We actually are the first people, the person that asked, I think you asked about terahertz. We actually have it in our sauna, first people. We have the graphene heating. What does that mean? Graphene heating means the material is made of graphene, so it lasts nearly forever. It's not a weak heater where it would break down. It has the 7 octaves of light, all 7 light chromotherapies. It has the gyromagnetic therapy and the grounding. The first one, you can say it's the bioresonance, but it's a cellular resonance therapy. But those are the 10 technologies. So whatever amount you do, essentially, you can scan it. If you want to go longer than 20, 30 minutes, by all means, you could do that. So it's just really that machine, we call it that, but if you put the scanner on the head, it will actually measure your results before and after.
Got it. Okay, wonderful. And do any of them regrow teeth?
So basically on a physiological level, an alchemical level even too, someone might be mineral deprived in that sense. So to regrow teeth, there's a lot to that. There's different levels of Medbed, so we all got to think of stages. So you don't usually get everything all at once, the biggest and best, when you're creating this stuff, or if someone already had it. But as we evolve very quickly, use things as a tool. All types of tools. Like we use a search engine as a tool. We use AI kind of like a search engine. It's a tool. But it has its limits, and I believe in the patriot movement. So, and I believe in those beliefs. But the thing is basically utilizing these tools are going to be the way where I believe the advanced health technology of the future is going to be running at. And I don't know if those technologies with the scanner, you're going to be able to tell kind of the before and after. So that's where, if we have a scanner that's near real time, basically, you could see everyone's results are going to be the same, same on maybe grounding, but a little bit different. It's all subjective. So I don't know if I answered your question there, Cassandra.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Your message. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out what you figured out and then what the military figured out, and the discussion between the two as far as capabilities. So thank you so much, John. I really support everything that you're doing. Congratulations on your business, and I'm complete. Thanks.
Oh, thank you, Cassandra. And we do have a study going on in the military too, and we'll cover that. There will actually be a study, and basically, a lot of people I've spoken to, they have no idea of any of this. And I actually got to ask Mayor Giuliani. So there's an interview with me and Mayor Giuliani coming out here soon. I'll likely post today. But I've been running toward wanting to make America healthier for a long time, well over a decade, a couple decades. I really think that with our push toward, if you want to call it Medbed, I'm just talking about future healthcare technology, really. This could be integrated into the current system. I mean, the current doctors need something to do too. But this is something that could basically be integrated. And, one of the ways is, of course, in the military, tested on soldiers. I've been a huge advocate. A lot of my friends are ex, Marines, all types of stuff. And my dad was in the Air Force, and basically just making sure they're taken care of first, I think, and we really dial it in on, how this technology works. It could be instituted maybe at the same time as like a healthcare revolution, because the things that, Robert Kennedy Jr. speak about, it's really just really changing everything. So I wanted to say that about, the military and how, who knows what the future holds. But I think what we're coming on soon is a revolution, maybe in USA manufacturing. And I always thought, like, wow, Detroit would be a good place to start building these hyperbaric chambers. Like, there is so many things that we could do to, make it much better over here in the sense of bringing it back. But I'm just speaking. I feel very fortunate and great to be with you guys today. And I could probably take another 3 or 4 questions.
All right, you got it, John. Okay, Delinda, did you have a question? I know you raised your hand before he came on. Did you have a question for John, or was it for Tracy and I?
Yes, well, both. The thing I was going to say and stuff is the trash bags is a lot about Joe Biden calling us garbage, and it being Halloween and stuff. We've seen a lot of that yesterday and stuff, taking the kids trick or treating. So that was a lot about the garbage.
Okay, thank
And
you.
Love it.
and with and with John I was going to ask with the C60 and the STR, could you go over exactly what those are used for and what they're good for?
Yeah, so great question, Belinda. As far as C60, it's magnetized olive oil that has nanocarbon in it, and Buckminster Fuller was the one that developed it and figured it out in the 80s. But with science, he was able to double the lifespan of a mouse. And so they couldn't quite figure out how he was doing it, but it was just what I was saying: magnetized olive oil suspended in uh, nanocarbon. So these basically it's a super powerful detoxifier, and it's the most powerful antioxidant in the world. And we've made our own. I've actually made my own for over 4+ years. And so basically, carbon can come from trees, which is really kind of like charcoal ash, but at a very fine nano level. And so that is the ingredient, and it gets on a table and it magnetizes, and that's how you turn something. So the grounding is negatively charged. So the C60 is actually negatively charged to oil. And then in between those, if you rub this in a certain area, you ingest it, it's just detoxifying you. And Dr. Gundry talks about drinking like a teaspoon of olive oil a day. This would be like a superhuman way to do it. And just make sure you're drinking a lot of water. It's amazing. The other one is the STR. It's a reishi pine oil, basically transdermal technology. The most powerful health tech you'll find is from a pine tree, believe it or not. And we've heard people drinking pine needle oil, but it's a way to, to do so many things. If you get a cut, you want to use the pine oil. Also, people have used it. There's a lot of protocols out there. I remind you guys that you could find one utilizing the STR pine oil with helping with bacteria, mold, parasites, fungus, and doing a detox. So those are really those 2 products in a nutshell.
Okay, thank you so much. We appreciate you, John.
Thank
And I
you,
love all
Linda.
the goods we purchased from you. I love it.
Oh,
Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you, Delinda. Thank you, John. Okay, Beamer Girl, your mic is unmuted. Go ahead and ask John your question.
Yes, I'm sorry I did that in error, but thank you anyway. I enjoy listening. Thank you.
No worries.
Mhm.
And everybody here, if you're interested in John's products, reach out to me at the Revival of America at yahoo.com, and I will get you in contact with his staff because, like I mentioned earlier in the show, he is on a wait list for people to come see him. But I'm telling you, I'm a user of the products. My parents are walking testimonials, real time, of the frequencies that they are using, and then their new journey of healing. So I highly recommend, if you're looking for something different than the typical bullshit medical that we're living in right now, John is your guy. And he has been, that documentary with Dennis Quaid is absolutely amazing. If you haven't seen it, I will post it again on the board. And I will post John's website. But if you do want to go see him and use his facilities, I will get you guys in contact with Dale. If, like I said, if you guys go on the website on your own, you won't get that discount that he's created for the Revival of America audience. So be sure you let me know, or so I can get you in contact with Dale. Okay, so let's see who's next. All right, Denise N., your mic will be unmuted. Go ahead and ask John your question. Go ahead, Denise.
Hi, John. I have a question about how important is fasting and how often should you fast? I'm at the end of a 5-day fast now, and I heard you on one of Jenny's programs talking about dry fasting.
Yeah, great question, Denise. I think the goal of the what people hear nowadays of is intermittent fasting. Eating as much as you want within a 4 to 6 hour window, and basically not eating any more food any other part of the day. And even Dr. Fat Mancini, a guy is one of my mentors, he looks so great at his age because he does intermittent fasting. He's only eating kind of in this short window of the day. He's putting high quality fluids in his body, the remainder of the day. But the digestive system, essentially, if you constantly eat food, all your energy is going toward digesting food. It's a big breakdown. So with intermittent fasting, you'll have a better night's sleep too. If you don't eat too late, you'll sleep better as well. So there's a lot of benefits in really what happens when you only eat during a certain time period of day. Most people, it's like 12 to 4. So during the day, like their food's being digested relatively better. The enzymes in their stomach to break down food are being better utilized. And what happens is your brain starts using ketones, which is fats. So we're either burning existing fat, we're either burning sugar. But when you get into your ketones, when your brain's working and functioning a lot better, is kind of when you're fasting. And that's why, you're kind of getting just your current dermal layers.
So are you thinking
And
intermittent
so,
fasting is better than a fast where you're just having bone broth or something like that?
I believe, like, I don't really push people in this realm, but I've done a 20 plus day fast. I've done 10 sevens, many sevens, many 3-day fasts, maybe a ton of 1-day fast. I already was, I think, built for this because I was a wrestler. So I always had to fast. And so fasting is just a way for your body to detoxify itself. So if you can go longer, it's just going to be, for some of us, if we don't go without food for a day or 2 or 3, you'd be surprised. But after day 3, it's not as bad. And you could probably go much longer. But, it's really up to you. I believe with the fast, a water fast is very good. That's what a lot of famous people are doing right now at different kind of resorts and events. But people do a water fast to kind of bring back purity in their system. So if you can get the waste out, and there's, I guess they call it autophagy. It's kind of like your body's not only burning your fat, but it's kind of recycling and getting out stuff that's been compacted for many years. But, with some supervision, or, you knowing about it, more, it's really up to you what level you want to take it.
So you can fast and then do the intermittent fasting after that. Thank you.
Yeah, that's a good regimen.
Thank you, Denise. Okay, John, I've got one more question for you because I know you got to go. Melissa, your mic is unmuted. Go ahead.
I just wanted to say something really quick. So my husband has had a sore on his toe for over a year, and he's had nurses look at it. He's had a foot doctor look at it, and it just wasn't getting better. And I put that pine needle oil on it every day, and it's healing it. So anyway, that stuff works really good. But my question is, can you tell me a little bit more about the terahertz wand?
Yeah. In this realm of, like, I would say quantum, we know that light therapy, red light therapy, it comes in two different forms, near infrared and far infrared. So this wand is good, we call it the wand because it's good for skin, lymphatic drainage, wrinkles, all types of things. Not only does it have far infrared, it has blue light, so it actually stimulates too. I told you at the beginning of the call, our bodies are light signals. And so when light is shining through it, it's signaling and waking up your body. So the other one is the terahertz, like I said, in our sauna, that celestial pod, we have the terahertz frequency as well. We're somewhat pioneers in this. We became one of the largest distributors of this wand technology back many years ago. And so with the terahertz frequency matched with the other three, basically you want to do in a circular fashion. You could use it up to 10 minutes at a time, a couple times a day. But basically, if you were like you had, let's say your liver, I'm not sure, you could be putting this in a circular fashion around it because it penetrates pretty deep. It's really amazing technology. You could do it for many things. Sales that I get, anywhere from men with ED to back pain, even some major testimonials with more chronic illness. You can shine it in the water. That's one thing that people do. But it has a plethora of things that it does well. That's why we have it still. And that's why we like to offer it. So it's one of these all-in-one. It's a very affordable. It's probably one of the most affordable things as well. But you'd be surprised if you're having pain. A lot of times with his toe, I would say this would be, terahertz is something like, it's like the anti-frequency. It's like anti-aging. I'd say terahertz is like the anti-frequency, just whatever you put behind it. But the thing is, it's not super powered. It's powered enough that you could use it a couple times a day and hopefully get through it. But I think it would really wake up the cells in the area. And I'm not sure how bad the toe is, but the combination between the two would be probably pretty good.
Thank you.
Thank you, Melissa. Thank you, John. And for those of you that are asking, behind the scenes here and messages are on the wall regarding John's website, I just posted it on the wall, and I will put Dennis Quaid's documentary underneath that. And with that link, everybody, the code is on there for you guys to get the discount that he's created for the Revival of America. So, John, with that, we're going to see you next week. If all things permit, we don't go down, cyber attack after the election, all that stuff.
Yeah. I know it's a crazy time.
Very crazy. So I believe I have you scheduled for Monday. Does that work for you? Monday, 4 p.m. your time?
That works.
Okay, so this daylight saving changes on Sunday, everybody, FYI, in case you didn't know. Arizona doesn't change, but man, keeping up with all these time zones is a challenge. Just saying. But John, thank you so much. Thank you for coming in. I know you're busy. We appreciate your time. God bless you. We love you. Thank you so much for what you're doing for my parents. I can't thank you enough. And you're truly a gem. So God bless you. We love you. And everybody have a great weekend. Mods, thank you once again for everything you do here.
Thank you, Jenny. Love you guys.
Love you,
God
John.
bless.
Take care.
Take care, guys.